Yo, what's going on, everybody? This is Storm C here, and for those of you who watch my channel, you'll probably know me for my elevator videos and or my book reading videos. But even though I've never said anything before, I am also a huge car nut. So this, by the way, is a 2015 Ferrari California T. And how did I get my hands on this? Well, I know someone, I'm not going to mention who they are, but they recently joined this car club thing where you can like loan out these exotic supercars like this one you see before you. And they were nice enough to give me this so I could do a review on it. And hopefully there will be more down the road, but I'm hoping I can like start a little mini series of reviewing these exotic supercars, starting with this one here, the 2015 Ferrari California T. And of course, in this video, we will be reviewing it. So let's get right into this. Okay, so brief history behind the Ferrari California. So the California came out in the 2009 model year and was made for a 10-year time span. It went through a couple redesigns and all that, but it was unfortunately discontinued after the 2018 model year. And it does have a successor, which is the Ferrari Portofino, which came out in the 2020 model year. So, and I believe, if I remember correctly, those are still being made today. Okay, so let's talk styling. So like I said, this is a 2015 model and the year is now 2023. And if you do compare it to most sports cars made today, this thing does kind of look a little dated compared to like most Ferrari models made today, obviously. So it's not bad by any means, but if you just compare it like that. But now looking at it on its own, I am digging it. So I'm going to go over some of the highlights on things that I do like about the styling and some of the things I don't like. So starting here, I do like how they implemented this contour here. Definitely brings some good styling here. And you got like a little, I think it's like an air vent or something like that. Kind of like that. If I remember correctly, I believe these got your 22-inch wheels there. Got your Ferrari logo in there. So, and of course, they've got to be big, obviously, because this thing is, in fact, a powerhouse. So moving over here, I do like how they implemented the famous Ferrari logo into here. You got your shield with the horse in there, and it's got a little hint of the Italian flag to remind you that Ferrari is, in fact, an Italian brand. So now let's move over here. We got our door handle here. So obviously, it gets pretty small. You can just put it much here. Now, unlike Lamborghinis, these do not open upward. They just kind of open up like this, kind of like a regular door handle. So I'll get to the interior in a little bit. I'm still working on the exterior, so nothing really too fancy there. These mirrors, honestly, they kind of just look like regular ones. They aren't really anything special, so I'm not too happy about that, but that's all right. That's what they decided to do. So now moving on to the back, I'm not sure how I feel about it. It kind of looks like most other sports cars. It does have the quad exhaust, and I believe they are actual functional outlets. So that's always a positive sign, because some actually, even though it looks like they may have the quad exhaust, some of them are actually fake outlets, and they just put them on there to make it look like it's more powerful than it is. But no, these are legit. These are for real, and I will prove it because I will be starting this thing up later on, and I'll be showing it. So now let's move on to the trunk space of the Ferrari California. So you just push a button here and lift up. And it is pretty cramped because these are not known for their practicality. They're mainly known for their speed and performance. So so those do fold down if you like really need to, obviously, but you're probably going to have problems even just getting one set of golf clubs back here. So yeah, you don't have a whole lot of space. I think this is only like 10 cubic feet, I think, if I remember correctly. So, however, you do have a little toolkit in here, obviously, in case you have like a breakdown or something like that. And then over here, I don't know what that is. It's probably just like your manual or something like that. So, all right, let's close her up. And so I do like how they implemented their Ferrari logo here, and they put the word Ferrari up on the top. That gives it a good design. And then moving over here, this is the passenger side, obviously. Nothing too special. I mean, you got your fuel cap here. It is locked because, so yeah, I'm pretty sure you have to like open it from the inside in order to get it, obviously for anti-theft purposes, kind of like what Nissan and Infiniti do with their vehicles. All right, so here we're looking under the hood of the 2015 Ferrari California T, see what powers this thing. So right here, what you're looking at is a 3.9 liter turbocharged V8 that makes 553 horsepower, 557 pound-feet of torque, all made into a 10-speed automatic transmission, 0 to 60 in 3.7 seconds, and the MPGs, I think, are 16 in the city and 23 on the highway. So now let's power this up to see what this thing sounds like. All right, so now we're moving on to the interior of the Ferrari California T, and there are a few interesting things to note, and one is actually how you start up the vehicle itself. So most of them either have a key to start or they have a push button, but this one actually has both. So this is a two-step process. So what you want to do first is you want to put this into here like that, and then like that. And then you put your foot on the brake, wait for it to stop beeping, and then the car starts up like that. So here, I'll even do a little rev, so this is pretty cool. So and now that we have this on, so we have some pretty interesting. So one interesting thing is, yeah, there's my dog. So one interesting thing you know here is that there's actually no shift lever or even like a twist out or anything. So instead, it's just these like buttons. So this, I think, is like what puts it in automatic, because if you don't, you have to like use these paddles on the back or something like that. This, I believe, is like your reverse, and I don't know what this is. And this thing actually doesn't go into park. This thing actually has auto park. So the way you do it is when you're in drive and you just stop and you put on the brake and then you take the key out, it'll automatically go into park for you. So, and honestly, if you're asking me about the interior, this honestly does seem a little dated. I mean, this is a 2015 model, but even in today's terms, if you go on to like Auto Trader, these things are still going for like $150,000 or something like that. And so you want a better interior than this for that. But even though these things aren't necessarily made for luxury, they're more made for like speed and performance. But yeah, as you can see here, this is only like a 5-inch infotainment screen. Here, I'll turn it on. If it'll go on, because I don't want to mess anything up, because this is not my vehicle. So I don't know, man. So that's, and it's got like your Apple CarPlay. It does have like voice control and stuff like that. It's got your navigation and stuff. So I mean, I'm hoping it's not broken or anything like that. So, and then down here you got your climate controls, that kind of thing. And another thing I think is kind of weird is that there's no like, because this is a 2015 model, this is before like the USB craze or anything, because I'm not seeing any USB or like that anything here. I mean, unless it's under here. Oh yeah, no, there's a aux jack right there, and then 2 USBs here, and this one actually goes for your Apple CarPlay here. I'm not going to plug in anything because this is not my vehicle. So yeah, I guess I was wrong. And then here's your hazards. So I don't know what this is. I think it's like maybe like a park brake or something like that. So that's what it is. In here you got a glove compartment, pretty small glove compartment, but then again, this is a fairly small vehicle. And yeah, you could definitely tell, because this doesn't have like the frameless mirror that you would expect in like, especially something at this price point in today's world. So, and then moving on to the back seat, as you can see, there is no room in the back seat, like even for children. And even if you do have children, you'd have to have these seats would have to then come forward, and then everybody would be scratching here. I'm pretty sure the reason Ferrari put those in is for insurance purposes, because obviously if you drive a 2-seater, the insurance is going to be higher, but if you have 4, it's not as much. So, and then here's another thing that's a little anxious is you got an analog speedometer and analog tachometer, as you can see there. Here, I'll shut this off. And then over there was like your, that's the only part that was digital, and that just had like your like fuel gauge and that kind of thing on there. So that's what that is. So, and then over here is like some controls, like you got your park brake right there. Then then your controls for your headlights are right over here. I'm not sure exactly what this is right here. I'll have to get more into that. And then this button on the side, this is how you open the fuel cap, because like I showed earlier, it was locked. And then this pops the trunk open in the back. And if you do this over here, it does have your seat controls. And one thing I found interesting is here. It's got heated seats, but no ventilated seats, which is ridiculous for this price point. But this is how you control your heated seats. You just kind of move it like that. So those are the controls, and the passenger has the same, pretty much. So that's a little surprising for this price point. Like if you're paying 150, then again, I do live in Texas, so that might be it, because so that might have something to do with the reason I need ventilated seats. But no, I'm surprised that at this price point you wouldn't find that. What do I think of the stitch leather and the stitch work on these seats? I think they did a great job here. This is all like genuine leather. It's not like cheap leather. It's actually really good. I do love the stitch work on the seats. I think they did a great job with that. And I do like the color scheme they have in here, like the beige with like the blue. So I think they did a really good job there. I do like how they have the logo there, the Ferrari logo there. So, oh no, I would say the interior is better done than the exterior. And that's just my personal opinion. So, and I guess we're, actually, no, what's going to say? And so, yeah, so another interesting thing is, the blinkers is they're not like back here like on a column shifter. Instead, they're on this steering wheel here, and this is how you press. So I'm pretty sure that would take some getting used to, but that's what they've done. And then here's your windshield wiper things. So yeah, they've kind of like made the steering wheel a little bit more complicated, and I'm sure that's pretty much the same along all Ferrari models, because this is my first time ever even getting into a Ferrari of my own. So, and then here is like, I think these are like your drive modes. You got sport, you got comfort, that kind of thing. And then I don't know what this is. All right, so, and then up here, you've got like your switches for like your lights. That turns your passenger airbag off, that kind of thing. And so it's got teeny tiny little visors here. And yeah, you don't even, and yeah, if you're the driver, you don't even get a mirror. So yeah, so needless to say, if you're a driver, you're not going to be able to look at yourself. So anyways, so that pretty much wraps it up for my review for this car. I know it probably wasn't the best, but I'll probably get better, because I'm sure this won't be the only car I ever review. But thank you all for watching if you watched all the way through. And of course, if you haven't already subscribed to my channel and turned on notifications so you get notified whenever I make a video, please go ahead and do that, because everything helps. So thank you all very much. Okay, y'all, so I think I messed up on one key detail here. I know I said this was the coupe, so before y'all start hammering me in the comments, this is actually the convertible model, and here's what it looks like with the roof down. So there you have it.